part 3 of infidelity. You never get away with doing evil to other people. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you think you done went 20, 30 years without anything happening. You never get away, okay? All that get exposed. Now, with that being said, is in marriage, in covenant, a person who goes outside the will of God, whether it be the man or woman, and I'm fixing to do both, because it's not just men who go outside, there's women as well. And then you got some who do both. When you get with other people, you are connecting, and I'm trying to explain it the best way I can. You are connecting to things you don't know about this person. You don't know the things that are in their family, in their bloodline, and all this stuff. You get what I'm saying? You don't know the things that they're dealing with. You only go on by what they tell you or what you see. So you thinking you with this person who is better than your wife, and grass is greener. But they're not. They're dealing with a lot of hidden things that you know nothing about, that they don't even want you to know about, okay? And I'm talking about spiritual, childhood. It goes deep. So you connecting, and let's just say your spouse as well is kind of like, oh, you doing it, I'm going to do it too. So she goes out, or he goes out, and he connects now with somebody. Y'all are bringing chaos into a home, into an atmosphere. And now y'all are going to be dealing with all the stuff these other people are dealing with that you possibly have never dealt with before, okay? Because you opened the door, you allowed them to come in. And this is when it comes to cheating. And I'll put it like this. I don't blame the other person. I blame the person who I'm with. Now look, it's different when a person knows. And I believe, because for one, I was a person at one point in time, I did know. And then there were times I didn't, okay? When I changed. Yes, they do play a responsibility. I would say that they really do. But ultimately, it's that man, because without him or that woman, that person would never even have a chance. And I would say this, majority of the time, I would say majority of I was always approached by that person. Now, does it matter? No, it doesn't. But I'm just letting you know, because a lot of times there are women, and the thing is, now when it comes to other women out there there are women out there who do that. But I'm speaking from a side to where it does not, okay? They're dealing with, there are women out there who's dealing with a lot of stuff. And they're looking for things. They're not necessarily looking for love. They're just looking. And they don't care if they destroy anyone else in the process. That's what I'm talking about. They're not trying to get your man or nothing like that. I'm not talking about the ones who are. But I'm talking, they're not trying to do that. They don't even care about him. They just care about what they can get from him at that moment, whether it's money, sex, or whatever. I'm just putting it out there to you. Whatever it is, they just don't care. And they will go on and do the next to another until they have that awakening. You know what I'm saying? Or what they're doing is wrong. Because they just trying to find like a sense of purpose, a sense of, they don't know. They just wondering. Now, when it comes to those other side chicks out there who want to take, I'm not talking about them, because I don't know nothing about that, and that's a whole nother story, because people don't understand there's different types or whatever. But and honestly, what I did, honestly, I wouldn't even call who I was like a side, like, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of times I didn't even make myself available. I'm not trying to be funny, because I was like doing my own thing. You get what I'm saying? And that's what people don't understand, because when you out there in the world, and you got to understand, this person is single. A lot of times single. A lot of times they could be married as well. But they're doing their own thing. They're hooking up with people. You get what I'm saying? So it is a danger to your marriage. And especially if your wife or husband is a spiritual person, they have to fight off those demons. They have to do all this. And if they're not with God, it's going to be one heck of a ride. Meaning if they don't even know who God is at that point, they don't understand anything about it. They don't understand how to get, it's going to be one heck of a ride. And this is where you get all the bruises, the scratches, all this kind of stuff. Like, I mean, your body be bruised because you are fighting physically with something that is spiritual. Okay, so you are fighting, fighting for your life. That partner is literally fighting for their life. And when I say like, it is, because it's a spiritual battle, okay, that you have initiated, that you have unlocked and brought into a covenant. And you have literally went out there and made bed with other people as well. Do not know what they have been dealing with. Do not know what they are running from. Because there are other people, like I said, as well, got a calling on their life. And a lot of people are running. So if they're in a rebellion, and then they come across you, and doing all this stuff, and it has nothing to do with whether you know or not, because this is spiritual. You get what I'm saying? My God, the thing is that's going to be implemented on you as well. And y'all both are working in this type of sin, especially when you're married. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother thing. That's like a ball. You get what I'm saying? I'm speaking about this to bring awareness to people, okay? If you are not an adult and don't know how to be adult, whether you're a woman or man, to discuss things like this, then please do not, because this ain't the time for all this stuff or whatever, and your feelings of how, okay, I understand that. But this is to bring awareness, because if you are with somebody who is cheating, or you are somebody who is cheating, I'm telling you, there's implications. There are consequences for your actions. And if your husband or wife, if they are a man of God, and I mean a true woman, a man of God, and they are praying, you know what I'm saying, and all this kind of stuff, God will literally release them from that marriage. Now, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, because why? You broke the covenant. You're cheating. You're mishandling that person. You can't possibly love them like Christ loved the church. You don't, okay? That's what the thing is. And I don't care what people say, you are not required to stay in that marriage when that man or that woman cheats on you, because you are not first. You're nowhere near on the list, as a matter of fact. He's putting other people above you. She's putting other people above you. You get what I'm saying? So you are not required by godly standards to be with that person. I don't care what people preach. I don't care. They can throw out every scripture they want to. If you want to stay in that marriage, go right ahead, because that man ain't changed. Because why? He's not committed to changing. People who change, they're going to want to change. A lot of times God will bring them out so that they can change mind, body, and soul. That doesn't necessarily mean that y'all going to be together. It could be for whoever that person has, that God has for their purpose next, not necessarily for you. And you have to be okay with that and go about your business. But that person has to be willing to change in order to allow God to do that. But if they can't, they're not going to. And I would say this, and I don't care who you are. If a woman or man is going to cheat, they're going to do it because it's in them. You as a person, y'all listen to too many people. You as a person, I don't care. You the best woman in the world. You can cook, you look good, body, all this stuff or whatever. If you really think it's about that, then you're foolish. He's going to do to you exactly what he has done that one and all the other ones. Because why? This man truly, how can he love you when he don't even know who he is? He truly does not love himself. She truly does not love herself. So she can't possibly love you. He can't possibly love you. He don't even know who he is. And it's always going to be that fleshly desire, that lust and perversive spirit that's going to drive him or her to do what she's doing, because she's driven by something else. And it's his instinct for this, for bodies, for body counts. A lot of people always look at the side pieces, but you got to look at these husbands and wives in these marriages who are cheating as well. It's a spiritual issue. It's a root issue, okay? And what I've found, these people don't even know who they are. That's how other people, they're able to bring other people into their marriage. They do not know who they are. And it's unfortunate they married during this period of time when they're not even finding themselves, and they bring a lot of chaos and drama into the household, okay, into the marriage, and bring other people into their marriage that has no business being in their marriage, okay? So this is to bring awareness, not for, you know what I'm saying, to where people need to really sit down and talk. Because if you really want to marry, like, you got to understand, when you make those vows, it's for better, for worse. And I'm talking to the people who cheat, okay? This ain't for the people who stay and put up with your bull crap, because they're not required to. But if you out there, you got to remember those vows you took, not only with that person, but before the Lord. Whether you believe in him or not, it does not matter. You make vows. If you are not ready to commit, don't do it. Do not marry that person. But either way, you marry that person because there's a part of you who want to anyway. That's why you're doing it. Because if not, you would have married that side piece. You would have married that other person. But deep down, you already know this person is not going to be nowhere near half of what this person is. But you want your cake and eat it too. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. You want your cake and eat it too. Instead of you dealing with your real issues and problems in yourself, you got to put it off on everybody else and make it like it's them when in fact it's you. You are the core root of the issue all in itself. It is you and always will be you. If you do not sit your behind down and go before the Lord and ask the Lord to reveal you to you, you will always be a problem in every relationship, every marriage, and everything. But yet you always want to make it about somebody else and make it like it's your ex and this person would, when in fact it's you. It ain't nobody else. It's you.